It is 8:30. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Before we start, I'd like to remind my fellow supervisors to please look at the bills. First item on the agenda is to acknowledge the minutes.
So moved. Second.
Any certain dates or just,
I think they're just on March 30th.
so I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the March 30th signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is to meet with the courthouse maintenance supervisor. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning. Apparently we're getting some moisture in the old file room downstairs, and we noticed what's going to show it along the west wall. I suspect it probably has to do with the downforce we had last week. Regardless, we should be able to pick up against it. I'll check the minis, but make sure they're doing what they should be doing. And part of when a mini split runs, it's pulling moisture out of the air, so it helps to dry things up. But, it's kind of an ongoing problem down there because apparently at one time they put drainage pilings all the way around the building to help pick up some of the moisture. And when we did when we redid the landscaping on the west side, we tried to slope as much of that away from the building as possible. But with this, the west, it's going to get that wall and just run straight down the wall still. Moisture's been a problem down there for a long time. Initially, though, when we put the mini split in, they was trying to take care of it moisture when when it was still a file room down there. All of a sudden, it got dry. So I suspect that maybe the mini split, maybe the condensate line is plugged or something like that. I'll try and check that out, see what's going on with it. We had a little setback last week with with getting the gears for the squawk motor. Nelson gave me a call and said, baby, we just can't make it. I reached out to Ted Riley with from Block House. He came out, he measured up got the model number for the unit up there, and he's going to look in the salvage market to see if somebody's sitting on parts. It's a pretty standard unit that went up there, so maybe we can come up with the 2 gears if we need. If not, he also measured them up, so he's got a guy that can make gears, so I'm waiting to hear back on him. Yeah, the meeting was brought in 20 minutes. I'm going to show him the route that the wires have to run for the card readers, so hopefully we can get the wires run this week and get Creamer to pick up there in the following week. That's best case scenario. That's all I got.
Good enough.
We made splits for the downstairs. I haven't gotten any information back from the Cumberland. Well, I have to assume it's probably not having luck finding the last model year for the old system. So my thought is that since they bought up the units last year that were available, and they went down to Florida, and they went on places like that, so that they could use those to take care of any of their existing people up there. And we don't have any gear that when we go over to the new system, it's probably going to put a lot of strain on the supply chain. So if we want to do something down there, the equipment should be ordered. Otherwise, we might find ourselves in the middle of summer and find that we're 3 months off for the equipment. And I promise you, I won't bring it up again until you tell me when to go ahead. That's about it.
Thank you very much, Dave. Next item on the agenda is to discuss and consider mini split replacement in basement of courthouse.
I'm how much AJ? What? I'm gonna turn them on.
Oh dear. You're in, the spaceship has landed.
Look, there's no intelligent life, takes me home.
Yes. See me up, Scotty. Keeps me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on with the meeting. Discuss and consider mini split replacement in basement of courthouse.
Bless it.
So what do you think?
Well, I'd like to know the cost.
So would I.
So I don't know that, I mean.
So, Dave doesn't want to talk about this?
He promised he wouldn't bring it up again until we made a decision. Wait a minute.
Christie, do you know anything about this?
I haven't seen an estimate or anything yet.
No, I haven't either.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, especially since they use that office for passports, that they're gonna need some climate control, but I still would like to know what we're talking about price wise. Because if I understood him correctly, we'd have to replace or put a new compressor out here too. So it's not just replacing the heads, I think.
That's what I understood too.
So. And I don't like,
Do you know who he's been talking with?
I do not know. But I don't like ballpark figures, I guess is what I'm saying. So if he has a vendor, I'd like to have, I'm just speaking for me, but I'd like to have some kind of a solid number.
Yeah, I suppose it would behoove us to worry about the expense of that. So what do you want to do?
Well, I guess with the board's permission, I'll just get down and ask Dave to get us a quote. So.
Or you can just call Rod or whoever it was and get the quote yourself.
Yeah, well, I don't know whether Rod's doing it or not.
I don't know if he is or not either.
Or is it the guy out? I can't remember his name. Christine, do you remember the last person we got the mini split from?
Oh, wasn't that only at Jenkins? So,
I think you're right.
Who?
Jagans.
See, they're no longer in business.
Longer business.
I know one time we got a quote from Feeder.
So,
But,
so will you contact Dave and tell him to get us an estimate?
I mean, I will.
Yeah, what-
Of which one of the three of us see him first. And the second one sees him. We all three jump in, he'll get something done quickly.
Lee, thanks for taking care of this.
Yep.
I'll just say, we need an estimate.
He was meeting with Rod now, wasn't he?
Said in 20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't we do this first? Why don't we wait 20 minutes and then take a little bit of a break and go see if he knows anything? I'll get him back up here,
Okay,
you know,
that works.
sooner than later. Meet with, oh my goodness, the county weed commissioner.
You've been demoted. Thanks, Lynn.
Oh, and county engineer.
Yes, the weeds have not become an issue yet. So that's a short report. Although we are working on our annual notice to the public about responsibility for weed control. So hopefully, probably this month yet, we'll get that popped in the paper and on the website. Just to stay in compliance with Iowa code. They are setting traffic control up on Libertyville Road this morning. They've got the signs out. One set of the mailbox gang boxes are out because they have to remove mailboxes due to the shoulder reconstruction.
Where are they, excuse me, where are they moving the mailboxes?
One set will be at 32nd and Libertyville Road for the folks who get their mail out of the Fairfield Post Office. And the folks who get their mail delivery through the Libertyville Post Office, those boxes will be set at our yard there in Libertyville. But the traffic control, they are not there. They were not there when I left the job site yet. So I don't know if they're mobilizing from Des Moines and decided not to get up early to be here at the crack of dawn, which I can't blame them. Let's see, we had our monthly safety meeting this morning. We finished our class on construction site safety, covered excavation and confined space entry and material safety data sheets, I guess safety data sheets they're called now. We're continuing on with contract rock, making pretty decent progress on that. We were talking, the crews cannot remember when we've gotten this much done this quickly, so having the incentive of reduced access to the Fairfield quarry seemed to have sped things up a bit, and that's good. We've got all of the rock that we wanted in stock at the yard so that we can use that for spot rock throughout the summer.
That's a heck of a pile out
It
there.
is a heck of a pile, but we've already used it for placing spot rock and it works pretty slick. It's kind of nice because you can fill the trucks before they leave the yard, so you're not driving to the quarry. And a lot of the places where we put spot rock, it's closer to go back and forth to the yard than to go up to Ollie or Coppic. Or even, Mount Pleasant, so we'll see how it works out. So far, I feel pretty good about it. By the end of the summer, if we end up deciding it was more of a pain than a benefit, we won't do it going forward, but the way it looks right now, we will.
So I'd seen them piling the rock out there and they was driving up on it. How much of that are they grinding up when they drive on it?
You don't, with tired traffic, you don't get a lot of degradation from that.
You don't.
Now, when I was in the asphalt business, that's kind of a standard practice for portable asphalt plants to build stockpiles that way. And they're a lot more price sensitive to the degradation of the stone, because if you destroy a lot of the rock, then your gradations come out and you get dinged from the DOT. And as long as you keep tracked material off, tracked equipment off of it, you don't break down the rock a lot. If you're running over a thin layer of rock against a hard surface such as concrete, you've got more chance of breaking it. Whereas when you're going up a stockpile, the rock will displace a little bit and distribute the load, so you're not getting that crushing impact that.
Very well, I was thinking like on the roads,
Yeah,
the hard bottom.
yeah. So you don't have that because one, we're on our yard, so we're not on the pavement. We will probably have about 5% loss just from that bottom layer that you can't get. As small as our area is, will probably be somewhat less than that. And what is that a picture of?
Down on the corner of 240th and Redwood, somebody has put up a funny sign. Says rock ends.
He must have heard us.
I gave you that quote either last week or the week before, so you should have the quote for the 8540
8540.
for the mini splits.
Okay.
Jacqueline just came down and said that you guys had a couple questions.
Okay. Yeah.
So how much is it again?
$8,540.
Full one? Or two?
That's two heads and a compressor. And new line set, so it's just replacing the entire system down there. And then we charged it, I had them charge that unit up a week ago so we can monitor it,
Mhm.
but it was completely empty and, I had it charged 4 months ago, so
Okay.
it's just basically not working.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it will continue to not work. There's no more repair.
Thank you, Dave.
Okay.
Thanks, Dave.
So
Yep.
you heard it from Dave, so you don't have to do it.
Okay, thanks, Dave. I won't-
And Joe doesn't need to worry about it. 8540,
No.
the two units and a compressor.
Well, since that includes the compressor, you're getting cheaper.
I can imagine. Oh,
And it does say discuss and consider, so I would make a motion, we replace those two mini splits in the compressor for 85 watt.
I'll second
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
that. Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jack.
We're still meeting with the county engineer.
Yes, we are.
Looks an awful lot like the weed commissioner right now. Maybe it's.
A very smart, intelligent
Maybe it's
weed
the
commissioner.
glasses.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I did get nominated. I wasn't smart enough to not be the weed commissioner.
I was just thinking, he agreed to that, where do we go with that one?
I'm glad you are the weed
Well,
commissioner.
thanks. What else do you got going on? Other than that, just our standard procedure, working on contract rock and filling potholes. And Looks like we'll have more dust control applied this week. Great.
Speaking of dust control this week, I'd heard we're getting an inch of snow tonight. That might go a little ways.
That will help control the dust.
Yeah.
It's countywide dust control.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to. Come July, everything will dry up. We won't have to worry about muddy roads.
Yeah.
But then it'll be dusty. For those who are watching who we changed our dust control procedure this year and everybody should be getting letters from their vendor from last year that they sign up with their vendor first, and then the vendor sends us the list of people who have signed up instead of coming in, needing to come into our office to fill out a permit. Okay, so the vendor takes care of the permitting. You don't need to come visit us. It says that in the letter, so they will notify us that you are on their list and that we will get it prepped in front of them. We're trying to cut out one step in the process.
So speaking of potholes, I talked to Melissa one day last week. I had a request in about 155th.
Yeah, we went and looked at that.
It's bad.
It's bad. Yeah. I don't know how that one was set up when it was originally done, if the homeowners got together and picked up half the cost or all the cost, or if the county for some reason picked up all the cost on that, but it's at the point now that it needs to be, in my opinion, it needs to be pulverized, regraded, and then have another application on top of it. I think it's too out of shape just to put a chip seal on and have something.
I don't, whatever I tell you is going to be incorrect, but I do know they had skin in the game, but I don't remember if they did the whole enchilada or just a part of it.
And
Thank you.
I'll do some digging and see what I can find in our records. Then I'll also ask Bob from Pelling to take a look at it and give me his opinion of, if my opinion is correct, and then what the cost would be, so that we can make a plan going forward on it. If it's way too much deterioration to just take care of the total patcher, and there's also, just way too poor drainage. The water can't get off of it. That speeds up the deterioration.
How much distance is there? It's not very far, but.
It is not, I think it's just short of a quarter mile.
Okay.
1,000 feet, maybe 900, something like that. I don't think it's a full quarter.
See, that was probably done around the time that, or around the same time that we did that short stretch in front of Harvey Condon's and up by Jack Middlecomb's.
Yeah.
And I know in those two instances, we split the cost with them.
Yeah.
But that was like $50,000, not
Mm.
25 each for them, so it was a $50,000 project.
Yeah.
It's a lot more than now.
Mhm.
So to move on with the meeting, this next item is discuss and consider the approval of monument preservation and construction staking proposals for 1/10 pavement improvements project.
Yeah. Anytime you do a road project, you have to preserve the monuments. That's state code. So the last number of ones we've done, we've used French Renaker because they're local, and the other local surveyors really have no interest in doing it. I think this quote was $350, section corner,
325.
325, which is what he charged us the last time. So his price hasn't gone up from 2 years ago. And then on 1/10, because we'll be doing the base stabilization and adding rock on it, we'll need them to reestablish center line so that we get the crown in the right spot. I believe his quote for that is $12,000 and change. I don't have the paper in front of me.
Oh, fine.
Which again, I believe is reasonable for the work that we're asking them to do on that.
Is there money in the budget to do that?
Yes.
So I'd make a motion to approve the monument preservation and construction staking proposals for 110th pavement improvement project.
I second that motion. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Next is discuss and consider approval of revised road maintenance agreement with IPC.
Yeah, after you guys approved it here a few weeks ago, they sent it to their legal department, and their legal department didn't like the fact that the one that you signed had a bunch of red line marking through it and corrections and changes. So they cleaned that up, and then they added language that if a hired contractor of theirs caused damage, that the hired contractor would be responsible for
Thank
it,
you.
not them. So it's more or less, we would approach them, but they would not be responsible, but it is part of the contract that if a hired trucker ignores our instructions and their instructions, we can't charge them, but we can charge the hired trucker's insurance policy and also pick them off the project. And Elizabeth reviewed it and approved the changes, so.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Second. I have a motion and a second to approve. All those signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passed.
And I think we need each of your signatures on that.
Yes, that's correct. On one there, just
County auditors on the last page, your second page. After
the
that.
next item on the agenda is to discuss, no, we meet with the ambulance director. Good morning.
Good morning.
How was your Easter egg hunt?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Oh, good.
I really don't have a lot to talk about this morning. I do have our numbers for March. We had 210 calls for service. Of those, 44 were transfers from GCHC, which seems a little higher than normal. Collection so far for March, $83,075.
So you
So,
say 210?
yeah, 210 calls. Of those, 44 were transfers. And collections, $83,075. So pretty decent month.
So, we, things going pretty good with our partnership in JCHC.
It waxes and wanes. It's about the best way to say it. No, overall, it's been pretty good. There's been a few things, but nothing crazy. So,
Well, and it goes without saying that when you have as many individuals involved with the processes, on both sides of the equation.
yeah. Yeah, we're trying to address things more consistently on our end. When they call for transfers, our process has been to have the captains call to the hospital and get a report, and then make a decision based on that. If we feel like it's not justified for an ambulance service, we'll decline it or, come up with another plan. That's been questioned a couple of times. There was one, it was going to like Waterloo or something, which is like a 5-hour trip. And the captain declined it because that's a lot of time outside of the county. So, and again, some of those things have been questioned, but for the most part, things are going okay.
Thanks, Dwayne.
So,
Yeah, got glasses, Dwayne.
Thanks, Lynn. Give those to John.
no, I'm good. Thank you. They don't match my uniform.
Well, yeah, I understand, but I knew that you guys had implemented a new process and so, and I think that benefits everybody.
I think so. We had one last week that the information was, I'm not sure if it was relayed inaccurately or what. Originally, the call was declined, the transfer was declined because it wasn't medically necessary for an ambulance. And then the doctor, I spoke with the physician, and she provided a little bit more information that we ended up taking the trip, but it was, yeah.
Most of those, though, we are getting. That's what we're looking for, that's the lack of better way to put it. Our concern has always been that should we get reimbursed?
Right. Well, I mean, to an extent. And again, the insurance companies just do whatever they want to do.
Right.
It's looking at medical necessity. And again, from the EMS perspective, it's pretty clear about what's medically necessary for an ambulance and what isn't. For some reason, the hospital still kind of seems to struggle with that. If it's just a taxi ride, that's not usually covered.
Right.
But from the hospital's perspective, I get it. They need that patient moved to a different facility. for higher levels of care, but the method for transport is where we have to question, like, if we're not doing anything for that patient en route, then they don't need an ambulance. They just need a ride. And we're trying to kind of cut down on some of those things where we're not just a taxi. We're not, Medicare Uber.
No, that one thing's just the boiler inspection.
Other than that, I will reach out to the education coordinator this week to figure out where we are in the process or in the sequence of being reviewed for our training program. Last I heard, we were next on the list, but I understand things may change.
And I know you got, based on your email, you sent us that ICAP was fine with.
Yeah, they were able to, and so on that piece of it, Dr. Lissy is still the one covered by the policy. So they were just able to, instead of billing us, they can bill him, and it's the same policy, just a
So
different
you'll
address.
change the numbers in the policy.
Yeah, so I'll get that
Or not
updated
policy, but in the.
in the contract. I'll get that updated and yeah, he'll be in town, I think this week, so I'll be able to touch base with him face to face and chat a little bit more. And I believe his intent is to be here next week. So I got the date wrong on that, I think on the agenda.
Yeah.
And I said next week, but it was next week.
It was the other, the one that issued.
Yes, yep,
Or not issued, but you
yeah.
Anything else you'd like to tell us?
I don't know, maybe. Can't think of anything right now, but if it comes up, I will certainly let you guys know.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. Next item on the agenda is to discuss, we're skipping Dr. Lacy.
Yes.
Next item is to discuss and consider liquor license for this old barn and company.
That is definitely not me. Not a good one, guys.
You're right there.
So why do we have a warranty?
That was just to prove ownership. Somebody knew about it and they're applying for their renewals.
Okay, I get it. Okay.
They hadn't been recorded yet, but hormones have been.
Okay. So this isn't a special promotion, this is literally going to sell. Whatever. This is an ongoing license, not a temporary.
Correct.
I make the motion to approve.
Second. Have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Number 5.
Moving on, any committee reports?
I had nothing.
Nothing that I can talk about until,
Oh, you're talking about,
yeah.
okay.
So I had nothing.
Okay,
Susie, you have reports?
any public comments?
We could have an all Big Ten national champions for basketball.
Yeah, the odds are we probably will because there's so many people in that conference.
Yeah. And I found out last week that our local radio station is no more.
Have you looked at the claims? I haven't either. Okay. Joe's got
I
the
have it in
summary
my
sheet.
hand right now.
Any public comments? Any public comments from Zoom?
Yeah.
We're now paying for blind replacement at public or DHS building.
Where?
It's the DHS building. $154 for blind replacement.
You know, my kids are always breaking our blinds. Reaching out, grabbing them. Probably what it was.
You know, the big difference is you're not a state office.
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
true.
I just have a real aversion to providing money to a state office. Especially when the state says, we spend money frivolously. Yeah. I'll take that back. You know, that's something we might consider in the future, maybe. They had to hire somebody to do it?
Well,
They couldn't replace their own flipping blinds?
what kind of blind?
Well, I assume they're just like the blinds you have in your house.
The kind that flip. I think you flip.
Yeah, yeah. We had to hire an interior decorator. to do that. Alright. I would, make a motion to allow claims and approve reports in the amount of $214,129.21.
I second that. I have a motion, a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. The last on the agenda has been postponed. We're now going to have a budget work session. And I knew that because Shannon was in the room.
So, I don't know if any of you had a chance to look at your service area 9 budget, but actually, when I look through it by line item, it looks better than what I thought that it would. I still think that you're gonna need an amendment, but I don't think you'll need quite as much as I had initially thought. Because several of the things, we're just looking like we've expended a higher percentage of the budget than what it looks like when you look by line item, because we've paid a lot of things early on in the year, I guess. But we did have a lot more out of the building line item than what you had anticipated.
And we're gonna have some more.
The, other than just the Permar,
Potentially, unless it gets billed in the first of the new fiscal year,
Specifically, what are you talking about?
the mini splits. I don't know when they'll get done. We haven't told Dave yet that we approved it, but
So why don't we go back and make a motion to wait after the first of the year?
well, the question is, we need to get stuff ordered, and if it may be a situation where we don't order it now, we won't
So
get.
by ordering, are you saying we have to pay for it when we order
I
it?
don't know the answer to that. I would not, I don't think we would have to pay for it till we got it.
Oh,
We did that once regarding some.
correct. That's why I was.
Yeah, but I think we need to get and order it. I don't know exactly when it'll come through, but I would think that that also includes the install and stuff and the compressor and all that other stuff. So I'm thinking it's gonna happen before the end of the fiscal year, but where we pay the bill,
do you have an estimate on it?
Yeah.
$8,540.
Okay.
So my question is, if we go ahead and budget amendment for that now, we can always roll it over. We don't have to spend it.
Right.
And it goes into the next fiscal year,
Yep.
into a budget, turn it into a line item that we've got money in.
Yeah. When I went through line item by line item, just what I know that you'll have, you know, your
What page are you
ordinary,
on? What page are you on?
well, I'm not on a
Okay.
page right now. I'm just
You're just talking, sorry to
talking
bother.
totals now. So I guess, yeah, page 20. So when you look at that, you've only got 83,000 left in your budget. That's only 7.83% of your total budget in that service area. And you've got 25% of the year left. So that looked like you were really needing a larger budget amendment than what I really think you do once I looked through by line item. You have $15,705.65 in expenses that we know you'll have. So that's just your ordinary, everyday,
15,000.
beyond the 83,000. Okay, I'm sorry, let me restate that. $98,993 is what you have left in your everyday. We know you're gonna have expenses for the rest of the year out of this service area. But you only have $83,287 left in there. So you'll definitely need $15,705 more at a minimum. But that doesn't include the 8540 for your mini splits. And
The per
it does include,
it does.
It does?
I included that in that. So like I said, you are sitting much better than what I thought you were when I just looked at totals.
So if we said 25,000,
Well, it doesn't include anything else. So if PCS has to come in and fix one of your computers or it doesn't, that would not include anything out of the ordinary. So you do have a lot of expenses in there that you can't really plan for. That is where you typically would put anything that, you know, goes wrong in the building, the custodial supplies, So that only includes like your monthly contracts, your wage payments, things that we know you're gonna have.
Like mileage,
I included a
Okay.
little bit for mileage.
because I'm gonna submit a form this year.
So what are we thinking then? Give me a number. Because these two numbers combined is 24,245. The 15,705 and the 8,540.
Well, you'll want to give yourself some kind of a cushion because we do have a few months left of the year. Just in case, like you weren't anticipating these mini splits
Right.
last week. And now you've got that. So,
35.
I mean, you guys have a better idea than I do of what you might be looking at here coming up the next 3 months.
Well, obviously, you say Permar is already figured into that.
Yes.
So if we went, that's $10,000 above and beyond. Above and beyond the 24,245. Not enough wiggle room? Because we get to a certain point in the fiscal year, so if we're getting to the end of May, our 30 days are gonna put us in to the 1st of July. If we have bills that come in for,
Yeah, you
A
could hold them
PCS.
for just a little bit.
yeah. And on this, our contract covers all of that stuff. For example, now I've got to order some toner. I tried Friday and I tried again this morning.
What's that cost?
The contract? I don't know off the top of my
toner.
head, but
The
it
toner's
includes everything.
included in
Okay.
it.
Yeah. So, and I've got a waste toner container coming, but again, that's included in the contract. And I can change that myself, but that's not a big deal. I had Jerry come in and dump the one we had because the one I ordered is coming from Wisconsin. But all of that is covered under the contract. All parts, labor, toner. So, service call.
And then also in service area 6, you were gonna need a little bit too, I think. That again. Oh, that might actually. Let's see. Yeah, I think you actually will. You don't have very much in that service area. And
We on the same thing.
I didn't print this one out.
Okay, that's fine.
Let me make a copy of these 2 pages. I think I gave it to you last week, but
Sticky pad on.
I'll just put it on the lid because I don't want to lose that spot. Right. So service area 6 starts at the bottom of page 2. And then it goes on to the top of page 3. And you really haven't gone over very much in that service area, but because you don't have very many lines in it, you don't have much of a cushion. So for instance, on the second from the bottom line on page 2, you had no budget there, but you spent $500 for the intelligent communities. And then on the bottom line there, you had no budget and you spent $1,000 for Main Street.
Where's that at?
That's at the very bottom of page 2.
Okay.
And then on page 3, you had a $5,500 budget for delinquent Russ bills. And you've spent almost $6,500. We've got 3 more months left, so we could get some, I'm sure we'll get some more bills there. And then going slightly over on the employee group insurance, that would be Bill Sloop's insurance. And we built that, the reason that is not our flat 13,030 is because we bill the actual cost of the insurance for that one so that we can get reimbursed from the other counties.
And where's that at? Where is that?
That is on page 3.
Right.
The last, it's one of the last ones in that service area 6, employee group insurance.
Oh, okay. I see it now. And we've gone over that, why?
Because when at budget time, we don't know what he's going to select for his insurance options. So we just have to budget based on prior history. And this year he's selected some options that are a little more expensive.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Page 3. The second item down, which is Masden Barn, no, the Bonfield cabin. And the third one, which is really the fair board.
Yeah.
Have they not claimed for that money yet?
I ran this on the 30th of March, and at that point they hadn't.
Okay. Perhaps they need to be reminded they need to do that. Or are you saying we shouldn't remind them so we don't pay it?
That's up to you.
I, for one, don't want to.
We have
The fair board.
We have before not sent, because our policy is not to send it if they don't invoice us.
Okay,
But then I know one year we had to make a double payment to them. It's
correct.
been several years ago because they didn't invoice us. So we don't really want to have that situation happen again. Because then we have to amend for it.
Do we notice, is Samantha still on? No.
Well, if you contact one, you'll have to contact the other one. So
And I will do that. I'll contact both of them.
And there's probably other budget askings that
Mhm.
haven't been collected yet too.
So would you say 1,500 and we're 1,000 over on the other, so that's 2,500. Over. Plus we need to put some in the kitty for that rust delinquent, right? In other words, we're 1,000 over, plus we need to put some in.
Yeah.
If you need a bigger one, let me know.
Kind of hard to use because
Yeah, I know.
of size.
Usually the shortest person in the room uses that if he needs help.
On it, it's almost as tall as I am.
Let's see, so
It's 1,500, yeah. So Fairfield Community Center hasn't taken theirs either.
Okay. What would that be under?
That is under physical health and social services, second section down on page 2.
Under 1015 transit too.
Yeah, they'll invoice us though,
Do they? Okay.
yeah.
I know that Jason is causing us extra money.
So Shannon, I'm not sure I understand why we budgeted 2,500, this is for transit, 2,500. Did we have or it shows we've expended 5,000 for 24-25.
yes, that was the fiscal year 25 payment. I paid it and then Darcy, somebody gave it to Darcy, so she paid it. She didn't
Okay.
realize it had already been paid.
So we probably paid
That was,
25,
yes, we
26.
Yeah,
have
that's-
paid 25, 26.
Okay.
So, good, because that's
So my second question then is this, since we have $2,500 budgeted in there, can we,
That one's in service area 3.
oh, okay. I can't reappropriate, is what you're telling me.
Not between I mean, you can with the budget amendment,
Okay.
but you can't without the amendment. So you would have to, I mean,
But it wouldn't be new money. I mean, we've already
yes,
got it in the budget.
right.
Okay. So that helps.
So I think you need 3,632 more in that service area 6 minimum. So that would be only if we continue to spend as we've been spending for the rest delinquent bills, which, we can't predict
Right.
that, but that would be an average of what we've been spending more. And
So
then
when you said 36, what?
3,632.
Okay. 3,632. And so if we did a budget amendment and move that 2,500 and an additional 1,500, then we should be covered. That makes sense what I'm trying to
So
say.
you want to do 4,000?
Well, I like round numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and like I said, we don't know for sure how much the rust bills are going to be. They could be higher than what they've been.
But of the 4,000, only 1,500 is needed money. Because we moved 2,500 out of the one service area.
I mean, we expended it last year.
What, the 2,500?
Yeah,
Okay, you could use, I mean, we budgeted for this fiscal year, but we paid.
yeah, but we only budgeted for one last year. We only
Okay,
budgeted
I
for one
gotcha.
payment last year.
Okay, I got it. So even though it doesn't show it, it shows it.
It shows that we budgeted 2,500 last year and 2,500 this year, and we've spent 5,000.
Last year.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying, but we're not showing that we spent it this year.
right. We won't be spending it this year
Okay.
because we already spent it.
Okay, so $4,000 is what,
Do you think that's enough? Because what if we can't go over, and if the Rust delinquent bills end up being more than what they have been, then that would put us over.
so the 36, 32 just makes us flush.
If the Rust bills are what they've been being this year.
And 4,000 would be,
It would give us a $368 cushion.
is that? Or do you think you need more?
I don't know. I mean, Ray would know more about that than I do, but it does look like it's been running more than what it has been. Because it was $6,017 in fiscal year 24, $7,036 in fiscal year 25. And we've already expended just under 6,500 this year.
And that's through 9 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
So another $722 a month times 3. That'd be $2,161 if we continue to spend $700 a month.
Yes.
And we need 1,500 to cover intelligent communities and Main Street, right?
Yes. And 951 more for employee insurance.
So there's 4,600. I'm just figuring $700 a month each month for the remaining 3 months for Ray for the delinquents. That's 2,100. Then the 1,500 we spent for Main Street and intelligent communities. That puts you at 3,600. And then you said,
The 3,600 included those. Well, we have. Yeah, the 3,600 included those four.
right, but it included the insurance as well.
Yeah,
Okay. So what I have is $722 a month for 3 months is $2,100 for delinquency. And then 1,500 that we've already spent is 3,600. And then you said there was insurance.
yeah,
So that brings me to
951.
4,600.
Yeah, you're right.
So. We gotta go at least 5.
Okay,
That gives us no cushion, man.
Huh?
That gives us no cushion.
Right, get you about $400.
I mean, I guess if push comes to shove, if you've got more Rust delinquent bills than what you're anticipating, you could save that pay the last month into the new fiscal year.
Right.
But then when we push like that, then that, we're making an extra payment in the next year.
Right. Kicking it down the road.
Yeah,
Well, like I say, we're figuring $700 a month for the remaining 3 months. Plus we've got 400 cushion. 1,500's already been spent
Mm-hmm.
as the insurance has, right?
Yes.
So those are already been, we're just covering those that we've already spent. And the $722 is just an average of what we've spent for the last 9 months.
Yeah,
Plus $400 cushion. I think $5,000 old.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then back to the other one. So I was guesstimating there at 35,000. So we have 15,705. You're saying we're gonna have in expenses,
Yes.
plus the 8540 puts us at 24,000 and some change. And then if we do 35, it gives us $10,000 cushion. And that'll all just roll over anyway.
Yes.
You know, we don't spend it, we don't spend it.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna spend it unless we have to. Right?
Oh, we'll spend it on something.
It just seems
We
like
get-
something
we
always
get
crops
AJ
up that you're not
I know, that's what I'm
anticipating.
saying. Yeah.
You won't get AJ a pair.
I mean, that's how we've
This is
got,
an example of why we need to really watch what we do with any money.
Yeah.
this
No,
is
I
how
know
we've
it's
gotten
true.
where we're at right
Easy
now.
for this to me.
But it's like the delinquencies. We're contractually obligated by the 2080 agreement to cover those delinquencies.
Did you send that to me?
No.
Who sent it to me?
Must be Darcy. That looks
Oh.
like.
Okay.
But the thing is, we don't collect that till they pay their property tax. We get it back because it goes on their property tax. He said, gripes the hell out of me that we have to pay the delinquency, but we're contractually obligated to do that. And then,
And it seems like there's more and more people adding on to that list
Right.
all the time.
and you know, and the thing is, they end up having to pay it anyway, or they lose the property because it is assessed to the property tax right away.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a set, and I get it, I understand. Sometimes it's tough. You say my budget building went up
We
$125 a
should
month,
look at that and pass it to Lee.
but I didn't get the pay raise. So,
You-
Anyway.
You did not get a pay raise.
huh?
You did not get a pay raise.
Right.
That's our fault, not the.
Well, that's not exactly true. I did get $50 from Social Security. But then they tax that, so. Ultimately, in the end,
They're coming up with a new form, you know.
yeah,
Sign your name, send it all in.
that's why AJ had to buy my glasses.
Don't give him toys like that.
35,000, didn't you?
Sorry, what?
You're thinking 35,000?
Well, that's the number I'm giving Shannon at Shan's school.
Sounds right.
Okay.
Is it good with you? Are you
Yeah.
good with this?
Yeah.
Not you, her.
So, what do you think about next week talking about the amendments for the other departments that they're asking for? And do you want them to come in and meet with you, the ones that are asking for amendments?
I think they should.
Yeah, 2.84%, yeah. I mean, could be a whole lot worse.
Well, I agree with that, but
And do you just want it after your regular meeting, or do you want to try and schedule a special meeting later in the week?
next week is I think a busier week.
You'll
meetings.
have your hearing for the budget. I
Yeah.
don't know what else you have on for next week, but you'll have your budget
Normal
hearing.
supervisor, but we could do it in the afternoon.
Yeah, I've got, right now, the only thing I've got booked up was Thursday morning. Next week. So,
This is something we talked about. Are you both good with this?
I am, yes. Yeah,
you have to accept it, yeah. right now, we don't have anything next week real important, so. Pick a day and we'll go from there. There's always things that pop
What's your
up.
schedule look like, Susie?
Next week is the 13th. I'll have extension, I'll have insurance, I'll have a Simco, I'll have Monday afternoon would work for me.
Okay, well, I'm okay with that, if that's what you guys wanna do.
What time do you want to start? Just right after your regular meeting, or do you want to?
Look, can we start at 1? Because Lee has to go home and do something.
Oh, I have to go downstairs too, so
That's at 10.
that's at 10, okay.
Okay,
Would that be okay?
You're very
Yeah.
optimistic, it could be 9.
It's daylight savings time.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we have special at 1.
Thank you very much,
thank
Shannon.
you.
Okay.
So we meet back here at 2:30?
Yes, that's what I have been told,
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
so, or second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye.